The B stance or staggered stance deadlift is a really nice stepping stone in between your single leg deadlift and your conventional Romanian deadlift. So you have that same unilateral emphasis, but a little bit more support that's closer linked to your conventional RDL. And the great thing is you can use so many different tools to accomplish the same thing. So we've got dumbbells, plates, as you'll see, barbells as well. So let's have a look at this. I'll show you with the dumbbells first. So in terms of the setup, we're going to mimic a conventional RDL, Romanian deadlift, which means I want the feet directly underneath the hips. Not wrong to be here. If it feels more comfortable, great, go for it. We tend to get a little bit more hamstring the closer the feet are together though, yeah? From here then, say I'm going to be working my right leg first. It looks like the left on for you guys. I'm going to put my left foot back. And now you have a bit of wiggle room in terms of where to place this, right? We can go a little bit out further to the side. We can have a little bit forward. We can have a little bit further back. You've essentially got here this kind of circle here to play with to figure out where is most comfortable for you, yeah? And this is why it's called the staggered stance or B stance deadlift, because here of this back leg. So as you can see, this back foot, I'm up on the balls of my feet. Reason being, it's going to emphasize all the weight and work still happening on this back side here. Now think of your usual single leg deadlift. You're doing the same thing from the hip position. It's exactly the same. The hips are rolling down. We're putting the hamstrings on a stretch. Then we're going to use those to contract to come on up. So with the back foot on the balls of the feet and somewhat relaxed, my lats there, breath. And from there, I'm just going to hinge at the hips like you would with a single leg deadlift, coming down to the end range of your hips. For me is here before contracting the hamis, glutes to come back up. Slow, controlled. So you can see what the back leg's doing. Let me show you the front leg. So front leg should be very, very similar again to this single leg deadlift position. So shouldn't be too much different. There might be a little bit more hamstring if we've been doing the glute focused single leg deadlift, right? But the front leg will look like this. So it's still primarily a hinge from the hips, right? We're not bending at the knee like this to turn it into a squat. So lats, breath, hinge. Find that end range of the hips before using your hamis to come back up. Same again. Notice the dumbbells are staying close to me here because I've got my lats on, my upper body is organized. That means the dumbbells are going to stay really, really close as opposed to drifting out here. They're going to stay close, yeah? Boom. And like I mentioned, you can do this in a variety of different ways. So that was with 2 dumbbells, probably one of my favorite ways to do it because then we can really load this up. We can get some straps on if we've got heavier dumbbells. You can even take this to a barbell, or you can do 1 dumbbell at a time, holding it end to end if we need a kind of more beginner progression, if we don't want to go too heavy with the weight. And this is quite nice as well because then, you know, 2 hands connected to 1 weight, we're a little bit more stable perhaps with the upper body. But notice the dumbbell is still staying close to my body as I do this. It's not drifting away. Then the last variation, a landmine. So really cool implement as well. It does allow you to go quite heavy, and we can also stand on a surface to make this go into even more of a deficit to go past the floor if you need. But the cues are exactly the same. The setup is the same. I'll show you on my back leg. So front leg is up on the balls of the feet, and now I want to be quite close to the landmine. I like to personally grip it like this, cradling the end of the barbell in my 2 palms here like so. Then, look how far away I am. I'm actually going to come in closer so that my body's almost touching the barbell. This means that as I go down, look at this, the barbell end actually goes through the legs a little bit, so the center of mass is going even closer to my center of mass, so this hip gets even more load, as well as my lats can take a little bit more load, as opposed to starting back here and then doing this. All of a sudden that lever changes a little bit, and what I find in, you know, myself and other clients as well is that potentially this flares up the lower back a little bit more than necessary. So that's your B stance RDL. You've got tons of tools and implements to try. See which one works best for you.